Guys, I just want to do a quick update video here to show you where we're at with remodeling our RV. The big thing that we said we were going to do was, we took out the dinette there. I think I did a video showing that that was removed, but we wanted to put in kind of our own sectional type of couch. So I built this framing here with just some 2x4s using my Ryobi saw for the cuts here. So this is what I got. I mean, I'm not a a carpenter or anything, but just kind of did it as I went, made sure it was solid. I mean, this thing you could stand on this and there's going to be no problems. See, I'm standing on it here, so it's nice and sturdy, and that's what I was going for, so it's not going anywhere. But yeah, it's just kind of some framing and the 2x4s in there. I couldn't really record video while I was doing it, but if you have specific questions, let me know. But I've got to do a couple adjustments. I've got to level this out a little bit, and do a couple minor things, and then we've got to get a bigger piece of plywood to stick over top of it because it's bigger than what we took out, and we did that on purpose. But the idea is this is going to be like a big sectional that we can kind of lounge on a little bit, so that'd be kind of cool. So finish that.
And it's wide enough to be a bed for our niece when she comes with us or has sleepovers or whatever. It's big enough that she can just sleep on it.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And so yeah, we sacrificed the table, but we think it'll be more functional.
Cushions from scratch.
Oh yeah.
And we're not sure what we're going to do with the back yet. Maybe more cushions or pillows, but can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. We'll show you guys how the cushions work out. That's kind of a new thing we're doing too. Everything's new. We'll do some videos. And we're painting. We finally picked a color, so we went with this blue. It's called Rushing Waters.
It's Rushing Stream by Bear.
Gotcha. So yeah, we really like that color. We did a few different samples, and then this is the one that we went with. And the cabinets are going to be painted white. We finished the cabinet doors, but we haven't started inside yet, so that'll be next. To give you a better idea on the color, this is 2 coats on this wall. So it's just that nice calming blue. We really like that. We think it's going to brighten up the place a little bit.
We did the, and we probably didn't make it the best decision on this, but we did the primer and color in one.
Yeah, we just, there's varying reviews on should you do, primer by itself and then do the colors, or do the primer and paint in one work. It seems to be working out fine. So that's what we went with. That's what we went with for the cabinets as well.
Crunched on time.
So yeah, we've got a couple more weeks before we really got to be on the road here. So we're trying to get it all done. Okay guys, so it's a quick video to show you what we're doing here. As you know, we were kind of making a couch. So we did all the wood construction of that. So we had this idea. We were looking at what cushions to get and buying some foam and making cushions because we didn't do it a standard size, so we have to kind of do a custom thing. We're like, wait a minute, we've got this big old bed we can't take with us. It's foam, it's very comfortable. Why don't we try to recycle that? Something we were probably going to throw out or try to give away anyways. So that's what we're kind of in the middle of, just kind of experimenting with. We're starting to take it off to see what's underneath, and we're going to be looking at cutting this foam to size. We've already taken our measurements, so we'll be doing that. Kind of interesting. And then who knows if this will work or not, but I've got this fun saw here, and I bought this long blade. I don't know if this is the right kind of blade, kind of just winging it, but we'll see how that works out. I'll let you know here in a little bit, I guess. So we're having to take a slight intermission here because the battery on my saw died. This stuff's a little bit tougher to cut than I thought. It's got different layers and it's slightly different material, and they're not responding to the saw very well. Finally found a technique. If I kind of run the tip of the saw and kind of pull, it's coming apart, but it's cutting foam, I don't know. We actually used some shears for this top piece that seemed to work a little bit better doing the top part, and then we were actually able to kind of tear it a little bit where it's still pretty straight. So the main cushion we're cutting, this big one here, or it's backwards on my camera here, it's almost all the way cut. We had to stop because the battery died and my backup battery was dead from a project I was doing last night. So as soon as that charges, we're going to come back out here. Hopefully we get to it before we don't have any daylight here left. So that's the plan. It's actually looking pretty good, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Well guys, sort of success so far. So we've cut the cushions, after the battery got charged, as I told you earlier. So they're cut to size. They're a little bit taller, you know, than we would have ideally wanted, as you can see there, but it's super comfortable. We kind of laid on it just now and sat on it. Obviously we're gonna wrap it in some fabric, so that's kind of the next part of the project, but we wanted to get it in here and just see how it fit first. So my lovely wife will be doing some of that. Possibly we'll work together.
I can't
on it,
believe
but,
this worked out. I'm so excited.
Yep, it saved us a few $100 at least.
Easy.
I mean, so it is what it is. And if we didn't want them so tall, we could, you know, consider removing a layer, because it is layered, but I don't know, it's so comfortable. I'd hate to remove some of that comfort.
Yeah.
I laid on it from, you know, here to there, and it was just like a comfortable bed. Like I could have fallen asleep on it just like that, but obviously we want to wrap it. So that's the next step, and yeah, we'll keep going from there.
Hey guys, so my husband and I have made the couch. We've made one couch cushion, so we wanted to kind of show you how we're gonna make this one. And it's a no-sew system, so that works for me. So I didn't have to learn how to thread a machine and all that. So we have this lovely foam from our king-size mattress that was from our old house. We measured and cut it with what kind of blade, babe?
It was
I forget what they call it.
well, we showed it in the last video.
Oh, okay.
We'll put a link
that's
to it
right.
or
We
something.
did a video on that. So we cut them to size, and they fit really nicely in there. And then we already had the plywood measured out to size for both sides. So
Yeah, because that was already the base.
Yeah.
So
what we're gonna do is set this on top of it. Oh, and we got this, we're gonna be using a staple gun. I've gotten really handy with staple gun. We got this fabric at Hobby Lobby, and there's like fabric in most places, but I asked some questions of this other customer that was walking around and looking in the aisles I was looking at, and there's these big giant rolls that I don't know what they were used for. So I was asking her, and she said they're perfect for upholstery, and if you're making cushions or something. I'm like, hey, that's what I'm doing. So I started looking at the wrong type of fabric and found this kind of fabric. And you buy it by the yard, and we used 3 yards on the last one, and we just bought 3 yards again because we knew that would be enough. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay this on the floor. We're gonna flip this upside down and just staple it on the back. So give me a few minutes to set that up, and we'll be right back. All right guys, so I'm gonna explain this part a little bit. Just for a point of reference, this is the side that, for the dinette, we didn't take out one half of it, the half that was against the wall that's lining up with our daughter's room area. So this is the size of the dinette bench. So just as a point of reference for that. So what we did is we laid down the fabric as flat and smooth as possible. The foam is right on top of it, and then we'll put the plywood on top. But just because the plywood's black, I want to show you on the fabric. What we're gonna do is, right on this side, fold it up this way. Good. So we're gonna fold it up this way. I'm gonna start on the sides actually, and I start in the middle and then go outwards, and then I go to the opposite side, start in the middle, pull it as taut as possible, and start in the middle and go outwards, and then I do the two short sides. So I pull it taut, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pinch it about halfway. I'm just eyeballing it because it's not gonna look perfect no matter what.
So some people, what they'll do here is they'll actually measure out their piece of fabric and then cut it, and then they'll wrap it from there. So you see we've got a lot of extra fabric here, so we're not doing it that way.
Right.
It's one of the things I wanted to point out. So we're just kind of laying it out, and then we put it in a position where we have what fabric we want on the one side. Mm-hmm. We'll get it all kind of stapled around the way we want it, and then when we get to this kind of excess side, we'll kind of fold it up and we'll cut off what we don't need.
Yeah.
Instead of cutting it all ahead of time. I don't know, maybe cutting it ahead of time is better, but
Yeah.
just another step we decided we didn't want to take. So.
Yep.
And another important thing about this here is that you want to make sure, if you see the way we have it, the side that's going to be the bottom side is going to be facing up right now.
Right.
So if you look at our cushion, the blue side is actually the top side of our cushion. Yeah, you can see it from this side. So that's going to be on the bottom side, and that'll be kind of the finished side, if you will.
Right. And we're just gonna take our piece of plywood, put it on there, line it up.
And we're folding like she showed you, we're folding the fabric kind of in half, and that just kind of gives it a sturdier,
A better grip when the staple's going.
right, less chance of ripping and things like that as it gets pulled on. We watched a couple other videos. One person that did this, they actually glued the fabric together. We're not doing that. Maybe it gives it a better hold, but we're just, we're gonna cut some corners for the first time we do these things.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I think I'm gonna cut some of this off.
Okay.
Because it's just gonna make really big corners, I think.
So think about it in a way of like if you were to be wrapping a present, almost is kind of how we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're gonna fold it up like you would do a present, and then we're gonna see how much excess we have, start our cut, make a cut line, and then we'll just cut along that line in a straight line, and that'll show us, that'll get rid of all the excess. And if you've wrapped a present, you should know what I'm talking about. And she'll kind of
Where my
show
staple
you
gun
too.
go?
That's over here.
All right, so I was trying to start on that end, but I don't like to start on that end. So here we go.
So you're good with how much fabric you have on this side, right?
I am.
Okay. Sorry about the dogs in the background.
All right, so I'm pulling that as tight as I can. And then I'm just gonna,
And the first side's sort of less important as far as you want to pull it tight, but when you get to the opposite side, that's where you'll have something to kind of pull against. But you definitely want to try to make it as taut as you can here.
and don't be shy with the staples, at least I wasn't.
We put a ton of staples in the last one. And it's just a basic staple gun from Ace Hardware. With any hardware store will have one. It's nothing
Yeah.
fancy. We've used it for several projects, but
Yep. I didn't do a video on my curtains, but I should have, because that's where the experience for this came in quickly.
yeah. So you see, she started in the center there, got that secured, and then she's just going to work her way out from there.
And our foam's a little lumpy, so this will probably be the backside.
And that's smooth, right? It's more smooth.
Yeah, that's the
This
finished
is the
side.
side we cut on, so it's a little lumpy.
Yeah.
Got like this one bulge here. It's looking a little weird.
I think ideally, if we were to be doing this again, maybe we'd want the foam to be a little bit bigger than the board. In this case, the board's actually a little bit bigger than the foam. Still works, but just something that we've learned. If you're doing this from scratch and actually cutting your wood.
And I think if we were more patient people, we would be doing the gluing and all of that. We had the idea to do this spray adhesive permanent stuff, but this was much more up my alley.
Yeah. And through all of this, I probably said in a few videos, we're in a time crunch. It's now Wednesday, and we are heading out this Sunday. So, you know, we're kind of at the point where we've got to kind of just get things done. They may not be perfect, but get them done. We did the one cushion. It looks absolutely beautiful.
It looks fabulous,
even though we cut some corners, but, you know, maybe cutting the corners will mean it doesn't last as long. Who knows? We'll figure that out down the road.
Right. Like I said, I'm not shy with the staples.
Yeah, you can't do too many. So it's just whatever feels right.
And when I was doing the corners on the last one, I didn't go down as far because, like, I don't do the staples all the way down here because I might need to manipulate the fabric a little bit. So I would stop about 1 to 2 inches before the corner. Alright, almost done with this side, and you guys can come get a view here. And this is fun for me. I don't know why, but I like creating things, you know. And Art RV is so us. Alright guys, so I just finished this side if you want to come take a look. So this is going to be the back side of it because it's a little lumpy on this side, but it looks good, right? So I pulled it as taut as I can, but when I get to the other side, I'll be able to pull it as taut as I want.
There's a view of the staples. You can see them. You know, there's a lot of them in there, but I don't keep it nice and secure. So, yep, on to the other side now. You said you're gonna cut this side or no?
I don't know. I might just make it work. We'll see. Just a second.
So we're just kind of working with it. You know, really, all you need probably is about that much.
Yeah.
I would say. So, you know, if you don't have as much fabric, you could probably even get away with that much. But, you know, this piece is just, it is what it is. We could cut it, but we're just kind of trying to get it done at this point. So we're opting not to cut it. But, you know, you could do that. Or if you have less fabric, you can make it work.
And in hindsight, regular couch cushions are 24 inches long, wide, and our couch is 31 and a half inches wide.
I think it's the depth. So I mean, I'm sitting on a couch in my mother-in-law's house here. So typically from here to here, that's going to be 24 inches. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the cushion size is what we're finding. But ours is like 31 because I custom built it and I didn't even really measure. I just kind of did, you know, what looks good and how much couch do we want? And we wanted more of a bed couch. So.
And my sister laid on it yesterday, and she's a small person. Don't get me wrong. She's a petite human. So she could lay on it fine. Mm-hmm. And so when she comes and hangs out wherever we are, she can crash there on it, which is nice.
All right, so we're gonna finish that up, same as the other side, and we'll tune back in when we get to the corners.
All right, guys, so we just finished side A, side B, side C, and we're gonna start working on the corners a little bit. So I need my scissors, my love. They're right up there. All right, guys, so we got our scissors. So this is a lot more extra fabric than we had on the other cushion. So we'll see how this goes.
There was still some excess when it came to the corners, though.
There
so
was.
I would have some shears around if you're not cutting anything else. It was more of a neatness thing to cut the corners for us.
Yeah.
It just kind of tightened it up a little bit, but
Yeah.
not a requirement.
So I'm gonna turn this, so you can get an angle here. So what we do is this is gonna be the front. Technically this one's the back, but whatever. So we do this on the short sides. I'm gonna fold these in on the short sides, just like I did the other one. And we're gonna do it just like I personally would do a present. So we fold this in. Can you come sit over here at this angle? Okay, what I do is I kind of crease this in with my hand to make it as smooth as possible, which is pretty smooth. And then we're just gonna wrap this around. And just kind of manipulate it a little bit to make it a really nice corner. And all the excess fabric is gonna be up here, okay? So.
You can see it's starting to form into a nice corner there.
Yeah, it
Or
is
from
like
the
a
front.
pocket, and you could do some fabric glue up in here to make it really stay. Or use it as a remote holder, who knows? Alright, so that is smooth over there. This is smooth over here. And then what we would do is cut this off, staple a little bit, cut off the excess. Alright. That look good, babe? Looks good over here?
Yep, that's good. There's a little bump here, but I think that's just the cushion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Alright. Alright. So we have that, and that's connected there. Alright, so let's see what we got here.
So yeah, you can see from like the front or even the back view, I mean, you can't, I mean, it just looks like a nice corner. Even from the side, all you'll see is that pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Safety girl, go lay down. All right. It's a lot of extra fabric.
Yep.
So
we would recommend some fabric shears. If you just try to use regular scissors, it's going to be a little bit difficult to cut.
You won't get very frustrated.
These are actually kitchen shears. So they work pretty good, but we think, if we got some extra fabric shears, we'd probably be in better shape. And they've never been used in the kitchen.
Never.
She had mentioned that she wanted to get some fabric shears, and I was walking through our local grocery store, and they were on an end cap, and I said, okay, I'll grab these.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cut here just to like undouble it here. This is why I said don't go all the way to the end, so you can manipulate fabric here.
So, and this is all just cosmetic. I mean, we could have just stapled the whole thing down. It wouldn't have hurt it at all. But it's a lot of excess.
It kind of gives it like a lot of extra like thickness, so I don't know if that would be a concern. So I'm trying to eliminate that.
Yeah, I guess you kind of do want it to be sort of level. So that makes sense.
All right. Still a lot, but let's see what we got here. That's better. All right, and then I'm just gonna staple some more.
And I think the last time you actually cut from like here up.
I think I did too.
So that way when you pull your other corner over, you're not doing that extra layer on layer.
Mm-hmm.
But just
Yeah. I remember that now. It was a late night.
yes, it was. Late night making cushions together.
All right. That ain't going nowhere.
So it's a nice solid corner, looks clean. You won't see the bottom side, so that's why it doesn't matter how many staples you do, because you're not going to see any of that.
Yeah. And someone else has my kit, so I'm just going to check my phone.
They're good text site.
Okay. Perfect.
So we're just going to do the other corner the same way.
Yep. I'm going to fold it up in here. Pull it. Oh, it's not on this side.
Pepper's making a cameo in the background. These are the Spice Girls. We have Pepper, we have Ginger, and then we have Sage. Sage! Hi, baby.
Those are my mom's dogs. Ours are around here somewhere. Sage girl making her camera.
Did I say your name? Did I say your name? Huh? She's a pretty dog. Yes, she is. Breeding hard from running outside, huh? Okay. You gotta get out of the camera now. Come on. Come on. Keep it moving.
All right. This up here a little bit more.
So again, she's tucking it in, folding it into the sides, so that way on the front and the back, you're not going to see that pocket.
I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this off now.
Sure. It's a lot of extra fabric on this side still.
Yeah. I'll measure the other side a little bit better.
Yeah, well, the other side, yeah, we're definitely going to cut it off ahead of time because there's just so much. But
We probably could have gone with less, but we knew for sure we had enough. I don't know what to do with it.
yeah, sometimes you just got to play around with it until it looks, I mean, basically the goal here is to get it tight, so the corner's tight and firm, and to get it as flat as possible so you don't have some, big bulky side that's going to make the cushion kind of be off level. I mean, a little bit is okay. Obviously, it's a little bulky in the corner than it is here, but you don't want a big chunk of fabric just sitting there because that's just going to be awkward. So there's no right or wrong to it. Even this, like I was saying, we probably, if we remembered, we would have cut here, and we could still pull those staples out and cut it if we wanted to, but we probably won't. But you don't need that whole flap of fabric. You really only need just a little bit to secure that corner. We could have even cut it here, but probably want to keep it at least to here just for that nice fold. But
Just staple this a little bit. There we go.
and I don't know what we'll do with these pockets yet. I mean, the idea of a remote holder sounds kind of cool, but I mean, I see Cheerios and I see, all kinds of goldfish. And, we have a 3-year-old, so that's not just going to be a remote holder. So we'll see what we end up doing with that. We may end up fabric gluing it or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, just for cosmetic reasons, really, just cutting out some of that excess. So the other cushion actually looked a lot better when it came to the corners. I think we had, not that this looks bad, but I think we had less fabric on this side because we measured a little bit better, and we did a little bit better cuts. So it just looked a little tighter and cleaner, but it's not going to hurt the functionality of it at all.
No.
So it's really no big deal.
Yeah, this looks way sloppier, but...
Well, it's because we're videotaping it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
The last one we didn't videotape because it was just late at night and we were trying to see if the idea would work. So. All right, so basically at this point the corners are basically done here. So what we'll do is we'll do the other side, right?
That's
the same way, and we'll do the corners the same way. So there's not much more to see on this other than the final product. So we'll go ahead and do the other side over there up. Well, I guess why don't you go ahead and go over there and we can show them how you're going to cut it, because you are going to cut off the excess now that you think about it. That's a little bit different. We didn't do that on this side. Seems pretty obvious, but...
Yeah, I probably should have scooted that back a little bit more. I didn't need that much fabric to go over it, but it is what it is.
So yeah, a lot of extra fabric over here. So let's see if we can do something about that.
All right, so let's see. I'm just going
And I also thought, you know, the extra fabric. That's why I wasn't worried about getting extra. Is if I decide to build like arms or something for the couch, which I may do eventually, I could wrap that in the same fabric. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yep.
You know, when you're custom making stuff, that's kind of the beauty of it, is you can do whatever you want. You know, you're not limited except for by your imagination.
And guys, we ain't doing nothing fancy with some measurements. I just pinched it, hold my finger there.
Oh, you actually measured it? So what did you do?
Well, I just lifted it up. I went over a little bit. I'm probably going to go back a little bit more than that, but I want to make sure I have plenty of space. So my hand's under the fabric here, and I'm going to be folding it in. So I want to do double as much as I want to fold in. So right about here.
Okay. Yep.
It's just nothing fancy.
No, not at all.
Okay, and then spread the fabric back out, and then just ish the line here. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we measure stuff when you need to, and when it really matters. Like, I mean, when we built, you know, the couch and cutting the plywood out, obviously, you know, you have to have precise measurements so everything fits right, and it's level and all of that. So we did it then, but for this type of stuff, where it's just fabric and nobody's going to see the excess fabric, it's less critical. So some people are more OCD about it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No. I'm usually that person, but not today.
Yep. So yeah, that's a nice sheet of excess fabric that we can use for something else. And we'll probably end up using it somewhere.
Yep.
Even if it's just because we have the fabric.
Yep. And it'll pull out the couch, you know, a little bit. All right, so we're pulling this taut
Actually,
again.
I just thought of, we have those carpeted areas on the side of our bed. I wonder if we have enough to do those. That'd be cool.
That would be.
That was the light bulb face.
Yes. Oh, I hope we have
So
that.
you can see, you know, it's not necessarily straight line even or,
No.
or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. All this is underneath. She's actually going to fold that, and you're not even going to see it. So don't be worried about being a little sloppy with this part. It's really not a big deal. The only person that'll know is you. All right, so this process is the same. I'm not gonna bore you with more video on it, but she's gonna finish up doing the edges, and then she'll do the corners again, the same way she did on the other side. So you get something like that, and then we'll be all set. All right.
All right, guys, this is our couch. I am crazy excited.
Ah, there's light.
How's that? Better?
Yeah.
All right, so here's our cushions. I'm gonna do a bed skirt down here, so we'll do that step next.
Sure.
But here is our cushions and our pillows. That's the back. And Guys, it's amazing. I am so happy with this project. Oh, my feet are dirty, but I'm going to put them up here anyway. So,
it's so comfortable. You can lay on it like a bed.
So
if someone was going to sleep there, you'd probably take the cushions off the wall.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. I mean, it just depends. Gives you a little bit more space there.
Use this one as a pillow here. Oh, see, it fits me. And there's plenty of room back here if I was
Plenty
taller.
of room. So we go back there. We're going to have kids over and stuff like that from time to time. Our niece is probably going to stay over here so she can sleep there.
I'm happy with it.
But yeah, these are cushions. We made them out of our old bed.
Yep.
So, you know, it looks nice. You can see the end there, you know, and like I said. So this is the bigger one that we did. We didn't shoot a video on making that. The smaller one, like she said earlier, went in this, the original dinette seat. So that's there.
And we found these cushions. It was in a pack of 2, and they just untie, and we can throw them in the washer. I'm sure white and camping. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But this was the dinette. You know, not the dinette cushion, of course, but the length and measurement of everything that we took was, we just kept that.
Yep, and we don't sacrifice, like, I mean, it's still the cushions attached to the plywood, so we can pick that up and we can still access underneath storage.
Yep.
So I don't fall down here. Same with that one, so they just lift right up. It's just the cushion and the plywood are together.
Right.
Which is fine. I mean, we don't see an issue with that at all. The only thing that, you know, I don't necessarily love about this way of doing the cushions is that if we wanted to clean them, we can't just, like, take them off and clean them. Versus if we had done something with a zipper or something, then maybe we could take it off and clean it. But hey, we got it done. They look fabulous.
Yes.
Everything just came together in here. So
See,
we're
this
super
is
excited
a little
about it.
longer. You can see what we were talking about with, if it was 24 inches, we could sit further back and have our knees or whatever. This one's that measurement, but this one goes out longer. But it's going to be really nice with that extra space for a bed.
Yeah.
For when we have people that are sleeping over with us. Because we lost seating space from the couch that we took out there, and with the extra dinette seat that we took out here, we lost seating space, but we gained so much more with what we wanted. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yep. So it all came together, and everything's kind of piecing together here, and we've started to get some of our, you know, our trim up. We're going to do a final video, so, you know, there's other stuff I want to talk about, but just because it's exciting to us getting this far in the project and almost being done. But I think we're going to tie it all together, wrap it all up, and then we'll do a final video. But the couch project is done, so that's what this video is wrapping up. The couch is complete other than putting a bed skirt that we may have to cut, but we're going to put a bed skirt there to trim that up, and then the couch will really be done.
Yep.
But, I mean, it's sleepable, it's sittable. You know,
Amazing.
So it's good to go. It's pretty good stuff. So,
So we are doing the very last step of the couch that we want to do, and this is just a king size bed skirt, and we cut it in half. And what we're doing is we're going to staple it around the side. We already started a little bit. And this is just going to be the little flap here to get underneath our storage of our couch. I like that we made the couch this way because there was storage under the dinette seat that was right here. And I think we gained a little bit doing it this way. So just a little bit of storage. So staple, staple, staple. You know how we're doing our game with our staple gun, and that's what we're doing here. You want to add anything?
yeah, not really. You pretty much covered it, but yeah, we're just we wanted something just to kind of cover the bottom. We could have painted, but we liked kind of covering it up, and we're gonna wrap the corner here as far as we can get, and then, you know, once we run out of material, we may use some of that and cut into it, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this excess off so that we actually don't have any of this stuff in here, because there's no real benefit because we're stapling it. So that's what we're gonna be doing.
Here's our custom couch made from scratch that we are so incredibly proud of. The cushions, the fabric. I mean, we bought the pillows, but we made this couch.
Hello, so now we're doing kind of another little side project we didn't originally plan on doing. We knew that we did not like this carpet that is on the side of our beds here.
Ooh.
We did not like it. We just didn't know what we were going to do, if we were going to do anything in the immediate moment. But we had this leftover fabric from doing our couch. That's beautiful and pretty much done now. So it was just enough to actually cover these two side areas. So we're like, how perfect, it'll kind of tie it together with the couch. Why not, right? I think when they put this on, they probably glued it down to the plywood. We're shortcutting again, just lack of time, things like that. We don't have the glue that we would need. So we're just using our trusty old staple gun. The way we figure it, you're not gonna see a lot of the staples that are being done on the outside. They'll be pretty low profile. And you know, it gets it done. So
yeah, I think we're gonna see from here to here, and that's it. Like we'll staple underneath when we get to this part.
Yep.
And, this it just goes under the mattress just a smidge. So I'm getting as close to that as I can.
Yep.
On this side.
So yeah, we'll see how it looks. We think it's gonna look great. We think it's gonna tie the bedroom to the living room a little bit here. So very cool. So we'll let you guys see how it looks when we're finished. All right, bye.